Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Vertiv holdings. This was a stock analysis request from one of the followers and I wanted to let you know that anyone can make these requests and I will most likely cover them, especially if there is an actionable trade setup to follow. Now, in the case of this chart, we were looking for a possible larger fifth wave that could have been forming to the upside in this area, but yeah, it seems we are going to form it in a more direct fashion. And we will discuss more about that and what we can track for direct continuation to the upside, or if we may have even formed an actual top in a moment. But yeah, before that, I would like to point out the larger time frame structure that we are tracking, which consists of an initial wave 1 up here, a wave 2 correction down here, and then we are tracking the larger third wave that would be forming to the upside. Now, within this wave 3, we have a couple of ways we could interpret it. I do see the possibility of considering this a wave 1 top, a wave 2 bottom, and then the difference is that I could consider this the internal third wave top, but I could also actually allow it to extend and be all the way up here, where this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4th, and a 5th within the internal wave 3. And the thing is, we cannot really know at this point which of these interpretations will really be playing out. The real difference will be over the larger time frame, where it depends how many additional patterns, additional 4 or 5 patterns we form to the upside afterwards. Because yeah, once we complete this larger wave 3, we expect only 1, 4th, and a 5th, and we are expecting to have quite a significant top in a larger wave 1, where we could see quite a deep retracement afterwards in a wave 2, yeah, similar to what we had here, right? Where yeah, you may see how deep we retraced, at least in terms of a percentage from the wave 1 top. But yeah, before we get there, it will take some time and it is not the moment to actually discuss this. It's just I wanted to present you the possibilities that we will be tracking over the long time frame on this chart. Now, as I was saying, we were looking for a larger fifth wave to form previously, but right now it is quite probable that we have already formed a bottom here within the wave 4, so we can remove this support zone, and it is quite clear this 1-2 setup did not really occur, so we can remove this support zone and discount. And well, what are we tracking now internally within this fifth wave to the upside? Well, firstly, it is possible for me to consider a top. I don't find this necessarily likely, but it is possible for me. And I do have to point out that if it really is the case, we would need to be prepared for a much larger retracement. Yeah, once we complete a somewhat of a clear 5-wave structure to the upside, we need to be prepared for a more massive correction, and in that case it would be in a wave 4 in the area between the just the $94 level all the way down to the $40 level at the 50% retracement. Now, as I was mentioning, I don't necessarily expect that we have topped just yet, and yeah, if we move higher, if we trend still higher within this third wave to the upside, we will need to track this support zone along with it, and it will shift towards higher prices. But at this point, these are the levels that we will be tracking for the larger top, yeah, considering that it is technically possible. It's not the main support zone that we will be tracking, at least not right now. But yeah, to go now into the shorter time frame, internally within this fifth wave to the upside, I am looking for a 5-wave structure, and within it I am tracking an ending diagonal at the moment. And in that case, I would look at this initial push to the upside as a wave 1, a wave 2 down here, and I wouldn't consider this necessarily the third wave top. That would be in the case of a likely larger top formed, but I believe this is still part of an internal wave 3 that we could be tracking. And in that case, within this structure, I'm looking at an ABC movement that may be unfolding here to the upside. And if we need to consider that it has topped, not my preferred interpretation at the moment. I believe even within this wave 3 we can still see higher prices, but this is a more reliable support zone that we can be tracking, because yeah, the direct continuation to the upside in this area is quite a lot more risky. But the larger support zone that I can be tracking in that case would be between the $155 level all the way down to the $101 level. So yeah, we would know that we may have likely formed a more significant top here within the wave 3 and be heading possibly quite deep. Yeah, any target is fine for a larger retracement here in a wave 4. But we will know that if we break below the 61.8% retracement at the $101 level without forming the larger structure, yeah, within this push, within this fifth wave to the upside. And then internally within this wave C, I didn't mean to get that tool. Within this wave C, I am looking also for a 5-wave structure, of course, since always in the wave C, we are looking to form a 5-wave structure, and I am tracking it as well as an ending diagonal within which we have a wave 1 up here, a wave 2 down here, and now it depends. I do have the possibility to consider the third wave top all the way up here, and then be looking for a larger correction in a wave 4. This would be the next in likelihood of forming out, in addition to this larger third wave top and then the larger fourth wave correction. Unfortunately, it would have a support zone for such an idea that would be right above the larger support zone that we have here in the green interpretation. So if we really fall below the 61.8% retracement here, we fall into another larger support zone, which makes it quite difficult to give you an invalidation point, but that is just the reality of trading within diagonal structures. And additionally to this idea, I do see still possible that this third wave could have topped here and we may be already in the fifth wave to the upside. And yeah, in the idea of a third wave top here, this fifth wave could be over. I do have the possibility to consider it complete, but I do also have to consider that within this fifth wave, we could have also an extension in something like an ABC pattern. Now, I will provide you briefly the support zone that I would consider for such an ABC pattern, but keep in mind it will heavily overlap with the larger support zone that we have here in white, and in that case there isn't much value to really keeping this on the chart. It would start between the it would start at the $186 level and extends all the way down to the $170 level. And then in the white interpretation, we would be looking for support between the $183 level all the way down to the $156 level instead. Now, depending on which pattern we really are following here to the upside, we will keep the white scenario as this. Within the white scenario, we are expecting to form an ABC structure within the wave 4, and within the fifth wave, we are expecting to form an ABC pattern as well. Now, if this really is in the blue interpretation, where this is the fifth wave unfolding, it would be an ABC pattern like this. And within the wave C to the upside, we are expecting a 5-wave structure instead. In either case, I am looking for a more, not necessarily too significant, but a larger local top after the next wave is complete, and I will be watching out for a deeper retracement with more confidence. But yeah, right now further extensions are still possible, and for now these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.